So, how is everybody's doing? So, today in this video, I want to show you how I plant my water lily bulbs. Okay, so this particular water lily right here, you can see, is the baby water lily bulb that I split from the water lily that I have in my pond for a few years already. Let me show you the water lily. There you go. So, this is the beautiful water lily that the babies come from. So I split them, and so they will multiply. Actually, it actually multiply quite a lot of it. And I actually sent some of the baby water lily to my friend. So today I want to really do a video to show you how to you grow it from the bulbs. Okay, if you buy it online and you've got your bulbs, and what do you do? Okay, so let's talk about what do you need. So first, I prefer to grow my water lily in the fabric planter bag for a few reasons. So usually you go to the store, you will see this kind of basket for the aquatic plant. I don't like to use them because they have holes. Okay, now I know the holes is important so that the entire basket can sink down into the water, but with this kind of hole, the soil will just come out from the basket, so I don't like it. So that's why I like to use a fabric pot, because a fabric pot, the water still can come through the entire basket, but the soil is not going to come out of it. So okay, and then I have also use you can have if you have clay soil, it'll be best. If you don't have a clay soil, you can use the topsoil and also the sand. So what we do is we put the topsoil first, and you know topsoil is gonna float in the on the water surface. So that's why after you put the topsoil, then you just put a layer of sand on top of the topsoil, so that the soil will not be floating up with water, if it makes sense to you. Okay, so now this is the bulb. So let me show you how it looks like. So you can see the bulb is kind of looks like that, and when you get it, you should see some tip. You see there's the pink color tip. So there's our other growing tips, and I have some that actually already have a leaf. You can see this has a leaf already. Okay, and so here I have two, and this is another one. So usually the round part is at the bottom, and the pointy part is at the top. And you want to plant the soil at this level, so the tip will be above the soil surface, but the rest of the bulb will be under the soil surface. Okay, but I will show you how to do it later. So first of all, what we're going to do is, because if I use the fabric pot, sometimes it can be too light for the pond, depends on how deep of your pond. So I like to put some pebble or the rock at the bottom to give it some weight, so that the entire bag will not be float up. Okay, so let me fill out with the pebble first, and then we continue to the next step. Once I fill up the bottom with the rock, you don't need to fill a lot. I mean, usually I just put about like 25% of the pot with the rock. Just give it some weight, really just make it heavy. And then I will fill up about, and this about 50% of it with the topsoil, and definitely leave about 2 inch or 1.5 inch from the top, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, see, but I fill up with the topsoil, I pack it down. So now you can see from the side, you should have around 2 inches from the top of your bag. So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bury our water lily bulb in there. So you make a little hole, you make a little hole and trench, and just bury it like that. Okay, and I am going to put all of them in there because you can always transplant them after they get too big, but it's not really about the space. You just don't want them to be like too close to each other. This is quite all right. Like you have about, this is like about, I would say, 2 inches of space. So I'm gonna put 3 over here actually, and then just kind of like bury the bottom. Don't just leave the tips at the top. Don't bury the tips, okay? So let's see, put it there. All right, so like that. So the last step, we are going to just put the sand on top. Okay, I'll show you how it looks like. I'm gonna put the sand. It's about, we're gonna cover about like I would say about ½ inch or to 1 inch. So I'll show you how it looks like after that. Okay. This is after I put the sand in. So the next step will be to actually water down the soil and the sand so that they are saturated with the water before you put it in there. Okay, let me show you how to do it. So I usually put it in a very low setting. Don't splash it. Okay, the idea here is not to splash it, but to let the water sink down. Okay, to let it soak with the water. It's okay if you have a few pieces of soil that was coming out. That's normal. But I will let it water down. You can see the water is coming out from the bottom of the soil. Okay. This is the reason why I use a planter bag, not a basket. Because if you water it right now, all the soil will come out actually from the basket. Okay. Once it's saturated down, you can see I still, the soil, the growth should be able to still come out from the tip, but I usually would just clear it around. I would just clear around the tip, so the tip will be actually not covered by anything. This one is not covered by anything. You see, this one is totally covered. I need to dig it down. You see, it's right here. Okay, like that. Okay, I'm sorry, my camera. And it's hard to work with camera when I'm working at the same time. So basically I kind of like pat it around it. Okay. Just make sure that nothing is covered the tip. Press it down. And then now we can put it inside the water. You want to submerge the whole thing in the water, okay? Don't let the leaf start hanging in the air, because it will dry up. Okay, so let me show you how it looks like after I submerge it. All right, so let me show you where I put it. So basically this is how where I put in my pot. You will see there's some piece of wood that from the topsoil will come out. That's totally normal. Just leave it. Eventually you can scoop it out, or it will sink eventually, but that's how it is. Make sure you put it at the area, at a spot with minimum 6 hours of sunlight, and they will grow really just well. I mean, you should be able to see new growth within days. I'm serious. It's like so fast. That's how fast they are when they're in the right condition. So there you go. I hope you learn how to do it. If you have any questions, feel free to put in the comment section and ask me. I will not fertilize it until like it is kind of like settled in with lots of leaf coming out. And honestly, right now it's kind of like at the end of the season. I usually just don't fertilize it at the end of the season. Just let it go, you know, to dormant by itself. So so just keep in mind, this is for this particular. You need to check if your water lily is what is the cold hardiness for your lily. Now for mine, this water lily, I already have it for a few years, really a few years. And it is Star of Siam. It's supposed to be a tropical water lily, but somehow it always survive my my winter. I never winter protect it. I do nothing. I just leave it there, and it will die back all the way to the ground. And when spring comes, it will emerge with new leaf, and it will just grow again. Look at this. This has been water, like flower for me, non-stop since end of May. Non-stop every day. Like every day, you see how it has this new flower bud. It will send out new flower buds every day. So I always have the bloom. I was never without bloom, and right now it's already September, so this is really a good deal, like a good water lily to get if you want bloom. It's just beautiful to look at, and I always advise everybody to kind of have a little pond if you want to grow a water lily. It's different than lotus, because lotus, the leaf, they are on the surface, they are at on top in the air. But water lily, they are water, as you can see, they are actually on the water surface. So you need something to let the leaves spread out and, you know, lay on the water. So the pond is, for me, in my opinion, is a must-have. If you grow a small variety water lily, you probably can get away with just using a big pot and put this little pot inside the big pot. It's like a pot in pot approach. Okay, so that is for the small variety water lily. This is, I wouldn't call it a small. You can see how big is the leaf actually, and it's beautiful, right? Well, this is my hand. This is the leaf. So this is not a small variety. I wouldn't call it a small variety. In fact, if I let it, I used to, I think I'm gonna, later I'm gonna place this in my big pond. I'm actually gonna redo my big pond because the liner has cracked, so I need to redo it. But once I redo it, I will actually put this in the big pond, and you can see how it will cover the big pond. Because I used to put it in a pond, and it actually covered the entire surface of the pond. It is how crazy you can get. So, but if you put in a small pond, it will just stay in the small pond. If you put in a big pond, it will cover the big pond. So there you go. And oh yeah, by the way, just want to show you. So this basket right here, actually I have 2 water lilies. That's why you can see there are 2 different water lily leaves right here. I will say this is seriously my best water lily because it blooms so much. The other one is just it will bloom when you want to bloom. So I'm not really that happy with it. I might take it away. I don't know. It's just so useless. So there you go. Hopefully I have to answer your question. Again, if you have any question, just put it in the comment section for me. I hope I'm not doing such a bad job showing you all, but feel free to ask me any question. All right, talk to you then. Bye bye.